Good morning, everybody. This is Patrick MontesDeOca with IMA to Trade Live Signals. This is a special report for the yearly gold and silver VC price momentum indicator, futures trading instructions for 2017 and 2018. Today's date is September 28, 2017. What I would like to do here on this special report is basically to break down the VC price momentum indicator yearly price trading instructions and see how you as an individual trader, self-directed, or if you're looking for some kind of support in terms of the application of signals, executing signals with high degree of accuracy, you can take a look at this information and you can see that you can apply this information with a great deal of success. What this report does is it gives you the weekly summary, the yearly summary, by identifying the trend momentum. And what we use to identify the trend momentum, the long-term trend momentum, is the 50-day moving average. And in this case, with gold closing at 1288 on September 28, 2017, it's indicating by closing above the 50-day moving average that the long-term trend momentum is bullish. So this is the first indicator or component, you might say, of what makes up this incredible algorithm. Because it also gives you clearly, and you can see an indication that here it tells you if it closes below the 50-day moving average, meaning if the market now closes below 1253, that it would negate this sentiment, it would negate the long-term trend to neutral. So in using moving averages, the 50-day moving average is the first pivot point that we use to identify a shift in the long-term trend of the market. And with the market closing at 1288, which is above the 50-day moving average of 1253, we're coming into this period, this cycle, this 12-month cycle that we use from September to September with a bullish sentiment, with a bullish trend. Now we take a look at the price momentum component of what makes the VC price momentum indicator work. And the price momentum basically is the average price that we expect for the following year, for the following next 12 months. What the program calculates is the anticipated supply and demand levels for the following year, for the following day, for the following month, for the following week, for the following year. It's all prospective in the future that the actual program and the actual code is able to identify for us the potential and prospective future levels of supply and demand. So if we're working with those if we're working with that information ahead of time, it gives us the advantage, you might say, to be pretty much, you might say, in sync with what you should be looking at as far as the trade is concerned. And when you're working with the probabilities, for example, that if we are able to identify the level of supply and demand for next year, and we are able to identify the average price or the mean price, then we are able to calculate basically what the extreme above that mean could be for the year, and also what the extreme above or what the extreme below that mean could be, so that what we create is basically a structure. What the program does is it creates a structure for one to trade, a structure of supply and demand that identifies for us not only the extreme of that demand, the average price, and the extreme below, or you might say where the demand is identified. And as we move forward and basically sharing this information, we have also identified those levels in color. What we're doing right now is simply trying to share with you the components and indicators that we identified for the next 12 months, and in this case, the average price or the mean of 1264 is what we call the VC weekly price momentum. The VC yearly price momentum indicator, which is the variable changing yearly price momentum indicator, or the average price or the mean of 1264. So we have a pretty clear picture here of what that average is, and with the market closing above that average now of 1264, it confirms that the long-term price momentum is bullish for us. It also tells us always that if it closes below 1264 or below the VC yearly price momentum indicator, it would negate the long-term trend price momentum to neutral. So this is another pivot point that the market has been able to identify for us as we move into the next 12 months. The first one is the 50-day moving average of 1253. Now we have the average price for next year of 1264. And the next component basically is the VC price momentum indicator, which basically gives us the idea, very clear idea, of where those extremes of supply and demand will be identified for next year, for the next 12 months. And it clearly tells you that if we were to close, for example, below 1264, okay, it would negate this long-term trend to neutral. And it tells you very clearly that if that is the case, that you expect to cover that bearish trend, or if you have any shorts on corrections into the levels of 1166 to 1044. This is the extreme below the mean of the average price of 1264. And this is where Ideally, the indicator that we use identifies these levels in color blue as a very high probability that the market potentially will revert from here, from these levels, anywhere from 1166 to 1044, back up to 1264, if that was to be the case. So, but the extreme above the mean, which is the other side of the reversion to the mean, is telling us that the market now could rally from here to 1386 to 1484, based on the fact that the price has closed above the mean or the average of 1264, or what we identify as the VC yearly price momentum indicator. And it tells you clearly that if you're long, first of all, it tells you to use the stop, and the stop here in this case is 1044. Use the 1044 level as a long-term stop, close only. That means that only if it closes below 1044, it will stop you out. But if it does go through it or it comes right back up again, it would still keep you on the long side of the market. And it tells you basically how to use this stop. A good till cancel order if you get activated there. If not, it tells you on the long side here, look to take profits long term as we reach the 1386 to 1484 level during the coming year, during the next 12 months, between September of 2017 and September of 2018. This report clearly shows you the components that we use in the VC price momentum indicator report, and these are basically the same information, the same metrics that we use in coding the automated program that we use with TradeStation Technologies. For any additional information, please feel free to contact us at ima2tradelivesignals.com, or you can give me a call at 805 area code 418-1744. I would like to inform you that we are basically offering a 2-week trial for you to come and see live in my live trading room how we use this information daily by executing it in real time using TradeStation technology. Come see before you invest how real this program is. This is Patrick MontesDeOca once again. Until next time, my friends, be well. Good trading. Talk to you soon.